Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Flash, and thank you for joining me for another Marvel Snap video. That's right, it is Thursday, so we have another great set of decks from the homie Glazer over at Snap Judgment. Gameplay from decks from yesterday. Let's get right into it. Alright everybody, so as always, a little housekeeping. If you'd like, subscribe, share, do all those fun things, I very much appreciate it. Goes a long way. Just past 800 subscribers, so thank you all so much. We're on the road to 1,000. All right, so that being said, here are the decks. Now for a complete card by card breakdown, turn by turn breakdown, all of those things, head on over to the video from yesterday. The homie Glazer's got everything covered, and yeah, so he's got replacements, all that stuff. So that's where you go. So here's the Sizer deck. It was #1 last season. Good deck, doing all the things that were very strong last season. Athena mid-range, Darkhawk, Cassandra for, you know, Arsham, all of that stuff. Here's what the deck that's very good right now. The TLSG junk deck, positioned very well, clogging up your opponent's side of the board in very nasty ways, and just kind of finishing with Goliath or Cannonball. Very strong thing. It's got that turn 4 send over Titania and Green Goblin play that's quite vicious if you can pull it off accurately, but it's very good nonetheless. Probably my least favorite of the decks, the negative Dicavallo. It's fine. It's a negative deck. It's kind of all in on it has the Athena line, but it's still kind of all in on the negative thing, and I don't really care for that very much. And Darkhawk is in here purely because of Arsham. There are no support for Darkhawk here, so if you're not playing as Arsham, it's kind of just a dead card. Feels really bad. Honestly, you could probably just put Black Panther in here, as Glazer had mentioned, but it's fine. If you're still seeing a lot of Arsham, this is really pocket meta dependent. Still seeing a lot of Arsham, go ahead and keep the Darkhawk in there, it's fine. And the last and my favorite of the bunch, the JDMac Zoo. Now, you will say it says modified here. We make a change, okay? This deck had Shauna in it. I do not like Shauna at all, period, end of story. I don't like putting Shauna in my Zoo decks. I understand the synergy with her here, proccing the Mockingbird, but if you play Shauna out early, you are taking a huge risk, okay? Could be pop a heavy wall, pop a 0, pop something, and you're kind of just screwed on what your next play line is. And if you wait to play her at the end, what benefit are you getting where she's buffing the Mockingbird? The answer is none. I don't like Shauna. We've put Kyra in here. We played games with this. Kyra is much better in this spot. That's just how I feel about it. All right, so let's get into some gameplays with these decks. And as it always stands, I'm not going to bore you with the, oh, I don't like this deck thing, because you're quite already aware of how we do the order of these things. But we do have the Mr. Negative Ravonna line here. This is a snap condition, so keep that in mind. I'm not going to here, but it is what it is. So we'll just go ahead and get the Ravonna down now, then into Mr. Negative, and then we kind of just go from there. If you have the line where you have negative Ravonna Jane in your hand, just go ahead and snap. You don't have to think too much about it. The Mr. Negative stuff is very clear when it comes to that. Again, we would have snapped, but it may have prompted a retreat. Again, we are post infinite. We did hit infinite during stream last night, so here we are. Don't want to take too many chances here with, and look at that, Danger Room does us a favor, getting rid of the Mr. Negative. All right, so yeah, we're just gonna, I'm gonna hope here, and Kitty on top of the hope, and then we're off to the races. Again, I didn't want to snap because I want to show you all some of the line here. I'm not going to play too many games with this deck. Again, it is my least favorite of the bunch. Sometimes I like Mr. Negative stuff. I like when Yo Woody puts together Mr. Negative stuff. It's usually, you know, kind of very good, but it's mostly ends up being a lot of copium where it's like the win rate is going to be very balanced around that 50% mark. But, and look at that, we can play Jane even though Kitty, I mean, because Hope is here, Hope allows you to, if Mr. Negative has hit Jane, you can still play Jane on turn 5. So that's just a really good thing that exists. I'm tempted to play Jane into Danger Room, honestly. Yeah, sure. If she sticks, great. If not, and I know we kind of probably want the extra energy off of Hope, but it might not be necessary. We're gonna get a 0-5 Iron Man, so, and look, Jane's stuck, so that's even better for us. Now we could just go Iron Man, just gonna go Iron Man, Mystique, Zola, Kitty, I think we can get power into over here. If they, unless they're playing Ultron, which is very possible. I would try the Zola on the Iron Man lane over here, but I'm not sure I want to take that risk. Because it could just backfire and then it could hit Ravonna, and then the 2 is not as good as the 5. So let's just do this. We'll see how this works out, and hopefully it's not Ultron. Okay, it's Shauna. What they got over there? See? X23, which is going to be a 3 power. We're going to have 5 power with it. We should just win this game.
Iron Man.
No problem. No problem was had. Easy win. Now again, when it works really well, but it often doesn't work. Yeah, again, with Mr. Negative, you have to make very specific plays and hope for certain things to line up properly. It worked out in this instance. Next game. And, you know, in that last game, you had to trust the RNG a little bit. So the Jane Foster stuck in Danger Room, which allowed us to pull that last, you know, turn off. Also, trust the RNG, name of my alliance. Got some great players captaining that team. And I used my free-to-play account on that one. Okay, Darkhawk is fine. See, because we're playing against Arsham. Because again, still very good. Loki Arsham is still a tier 1 deck. One of the best things you can be doing in the game. That is still a fact. I'm gonna play Psylocke now with the sheer chance that we get Mr. Negative. I mean, you know, we also have the ability to go Darkhawk into Arnim Zola here. Now they're gonna Loki into our hand, which now really hurts the Darkhawk line, so that's awesome. This is why, that's what I'm telling you. Loki Arsham is very good. This is why Darkhawk doesn't necessarily even need to be in these decks anymore. Because the best thing that you can be doing is, and we're just gonna play this early, it's fine. The best thing you can be doing is Loki Arsham. So if your opponent's gonna Loki anyway, what good is the Darkhawk without the support package at that point? So again, I just don't like that the support cards aren't there. I would be, if it was me, I would be quite comfortable taking the Darkhawk out and substituting with Black Panther. Because if you're gonna cope and you're gonna go the whole, you know, Mr. Negative thing, just put Black Panther in there. Might as well. But if you've played Mr. Negative before, you know how these games mostly go. All right, Legion, the Strange Academy, great. It's okay, so we're now, granted, they still have more cards, so the Darkhawk is not a dead play. It's still a good play. It's just now we're in an interesting spot where it's like, I'll play my Darkhawk, but now I have to hope this mess ends up in a way where I can take advantage of this on the next turn and do Arnim Zola.
I am Iron Man.
Well, we'll see how this goes. This is, oh yay, they get to Iron Man Mystique. Sure, because Loki. So that's something they can do on turn 5. Because they're already playing this for 4 and 2, and they can do it on turn 5, right? Alright. Again, we're hoping for the best here. With this madness. I'm not even sure it'll still end up working out in our favor, but we're sure as hell gonna find out. Okay, the Darkhawk is not solo. However, it's in a lane with Sage, which I don't hate that. And we can't, of course, unfortunately, we can't do 2 things because we didn't have Ravonna. So we can't like Arnim Zola and Kitty, which would be ideal, especially with Thena. So now we just have to hope for the best with Arnim Zola. I don't do this at home. They're probably still going to win because whatever they have to play on the Iron Man lane is just going to win. It's fine. But for the sake of giving you the whole thing here with showing you how this... Oh yeah, sure. Add insult to injury. Might as well at least play it out, right? And there goes Sage. Not going to be enough. She tried, but I knew it wasn't going to be enough either way. Whether it was Darkhawk or Sage, it just wasn't going to be enough. So it's fine. Again, probably just take out Darkhawk, put in Black Panther. Let's move on to the next deck, please. Okay, those of you that know me know when I don't like a deck, I don't like it right away, and I'm like, okay, let's move on. And we lose Thena, they lose Spider-Ham, which is fine, better for me, because Thena was going to get cooked anyway by the Spider-Ham, so that's actually a good trade for me, honestly. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's the same. It's an even Steven either way. All right, Jeff, go and get down. Now this deck I kind of like. I wasn't sure about it at first, but at least has the support for Darkhawk. Okay, we have the Korg, we have the Rock Slide. Okay, I can get with that. That I like. Let's go ahead and get Rock Slide down now. I wasn't sure, but better to play it now than to wait on it. Let's help get them clogged up earlier. Their deck at least. Okay, see, that's good. Yeah, we'll take it. It's fine. Now we can do. I'm fine with that because now I can actually do this, so I'm good there. All right, sure, whatever. All right. Whatever. And leaves me a line. I mean, I can do this. Yeah, there's the Darkhawk. Sure. Okay, I mean, we have Prio, which is good. This is very good. But so if they Mystique that, all right, let's do this, this, and this. We just need whatever that middle card is to go right? Juggernaut MVP. I mean, we might still win it either way. I don't know, it depends. Like, if that's Mystique, I don't know if we're gonna have the power. We might. It's gonna be close. It's all good. Every time. 60% of the time, it works every time. All right, next game. You know, sometimes that cheeky cope ends up backfiring on you. Because they probably could have done better things in that last game instead of, like, Black Widow. Grandmaster to Black Widow. It's like, yeah, that's all cool, but like you're sacrificing power on the board for minimal gain, honestly. But you know, whatever. Yeah, now we can just Jeff and sort of kind of off to the races. I don't know. We'll see. Hawkeye, Kate Bishop. We'll take the 3 power. That's fine. Doesn't do us much good, but gives us board state, gives us 3 power. Gives us some, extra 3 power that we didn't have there before, so it's fine. I am all good on that. Let's get Rock Slide out now. Rock Slide is good to get out now. Still gives you a strong Cassandra and helps clog their deck up and potentially mess up their draws. So you still get the benefit of being able to go Cassandra here, and maintain that same tempo and that power that you would have gotten from her the turn before. You actually get 1 more power off of it. Now, granted, you don't get the negative effect from the other side, but it's okay. Basic arrow coming in mid. Marvel Boy is very good. Marvel Boy is very good. Remember that. Okay. I'm leaning to, they're gonna play something here, right? I'm leaning towards. Now here's the thing. Let's Juggernaut now, because if I don't Juggernaut now, there's a very good chance that we lose the opportunity to do so. Oh, look at that. They didn't do it. They didn't put anything there. They didn't put anything there. I will move Jeff here, and we'll just go into this. This isn't we're not in a good position to win this game. Let's understand that. This would be, that's only 7. Yeah, this is definitely not a win, unfortunately. That ends up being 7, 10, 8. Nah, that's a loss. We got to get out of there. Got to get out of there on that. But again, deck is very good. I like how this is positioned, and it's got the in a mid range with the Darkhawk stuff at the top. It's just an overall good deck. Okay, we don't need to spend a lot of time doing this. We know how it wins. We know what it does. Let's just keep moving on to the next deck. All right, onto the TLSG junk deck. Now, he had posted a ridiculous win rate with this deck. Kind of really wanted to... Hey, it's the homie Prashan. Or at least somebody posing as Prashan. Now, I'm not sure. Because that's happening now. People are posing as people. Trying to pretend like they're... This is why Prashan changed his name before. I don't know if he changed it back. But, nevertheless, as I was saying... People are he posted a really good win rate with this deck, and as you can see, we played it to 12-4. We had a good time with it ourselves. Played some games with it already, obviously. Let's see. Now, unfortunately, I lost my line of Green Goblin into Titania, so that's an unfortunate thing. I mean, we can Titania white with a Titania Viper. I'm fine with the Titania Viper. We're all good on that, because now at least I can send that White Widow over, clog them up, and I have the power advantage. Now, of course, can snap the Bob out of there, which is something that that's a good play to be made. You can snap the Bob right out of there. Debris, it's like it helps me, but also doesn't. It's this weird yes, but. Yeah, but. Alright, so now we're locked in. So if somebody snaps here, that's it. We are locked in. Now, I'll probably snap the Bob out of there, because if the Bob leaves, the Kiss... Okay, they snapped. Alright. Alright, but they got priority, which means we can turn something into a rock. What? I don't know. Bob moves, or maybe Bob doesn't move because he fills. All he's got to do is play Ultron. Now the question is, the bots will be 4 from Patriot, 5 because of Blue Marvel, 5, 10, 15. Yeah, we're probably not going to win here, but we can't do anything now. We have to stick this out. Them's the rules. Those are the rules. If I had a red Guardian here, that'd be fantastic, but don't have that in this deck. It's just like I said, that's Ultron, so it doesn't matter. Like, we did the math. We knew what this was gonna be. It's fine. Because no matter what we hit with Cannonball, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Even if we hit Bob here, it ultimately doesn't matter. We win a lane. Okay, big deal. That's not flipping. That's not turning the tide. We lost too many of our good lines early, right? We lost the ability to go Titania Green Goblin, so it is what it is. All right, let's get another game here with TLSG. Hi, I'm Paul. Yeah, let's get Hood down now. We've got Debris, we've got Magic. They're playing Arsham. They are snapping. Big surprise. We have Clog stuff lined up though. So I don't know. I'd feel better about maybe a Green Goblin situation here, but you have Viper in hand. But we'll see. You know, they're just going to be able to do everything. An early Hawkeye K Bishop is very good here. So let's get that down. Excuse me. Because of course now, you know the turn 2 Loki was coming down. So here we are. District X. Fantastic. Fantastic. For nobody. Definitely not for me. And we got the Lady Deathstrike, so that's at least good in a way where we don't, now we have to rely on a way to get rid of Hood. But if we don't come across that, Pim Arrow. Let's just get that down before we decide what our next turn is. Cosmo is good. Well, it's not really good, but you know what I mean. Unfortunately, it's good in the sense where if we have something big we can put here, but we can't get rid of the Hood now unless we, you know, get lucky. This remains an option at some point in one of the other 2 lanes. But for now, we'll put the Pim Arrow over here. Actually, let's get Groot down somewhere. This is getting bad fast. Let's get Demon down and let's go from there. Whiffed on the Groot, which always feels bad. That's okay, we don't mind that at all. Whiffing on any of the Guardians except Gamora feels bad, like really bad. And even when you whiff on Gamora, it's like, ugh, that's kind of dirty. I don't like that. I don't like that. We can clean this up here. I'm just not sure that's the best course of action. Now, cannonballing the Black Bolt now is arguably a good play, because maybe it goes into Fist Tower. Okay, it's not going to go into Fist Tower. Well, there's that. There's Titania. So they're clogged in everywhere, but we don't have the power, but they don't know that. Yeah, sure, that's some big like, oh my goodness, you're gonna win now. No, I'm not going to. This is just gonna be 4. That's not enough. This is 9. Just not enough. Just not enough. Whiffing on the Groot was oddly enough really bad. Yeah, we got to get out of that game. It's fine. Sometimes you got to know when to fold them. Don't just stay in games you don't need to stay. All right, let's keep going. All right, let's get one more in here before we move on to the best in show. For me, I'm a Zoo player. It's one of my top 3. Officially. Destroy, discard, Zoo. So I'm sure they already know what we're trying to do here, but Nico could be anything. First and foremost, it's destroy. The rogue is nice, but now we know we're not definitively have a chance. We don't have definitively a chance to pull Viper to get rid of that Hood. So it is destroy, naturally. It's the most percentage place that Nico usually is. Swarm. Could swarm into Shuri's lab, but I don't know. I don't want to clog that up. The irony. Well, it's on by me now. All right. Do we have to Doc Ock here? There's a case for that. Might as well. Sure. There's a null. That works for me. Can't surprise me with that later. So now we Hobgoblin in the Jean Grey lane, which, you know, that's cool. We can live with that. Hold on to that. Now we in the last turn, which not great. We can Demon. If we choose to rogue the null for some reason, I don't know if that's the best play, but maybe. A lot of wishing and hoping and maybe, huh? A lot of living on a prayer out here. Let's see. There's a chance that that could just be enough. I don't know. We'll see what they do. I'm curious. Now I'm just curious. We do a lot of things for science around here. There's the scar. There's the sunspot. Yeah, it's not enough. It's all good. I couldn't imagine it was going to be enough because you had to take the risk of, well, what does, to be fair, we couldn't have, if we had played Shocker right and then the demon left, we would have won that game. How crazy is that? Just these end lines where it's like, oh, District X changes the game now. It is what it is. All right, let's get into the last deck. And my favorite of the bunch, the JDMac Zoo deck, the modified version because Shauna sucks. Kyra's in here, Shauna's out, and it's better because of it, in my opinion, and the opinion of my chat as well. And you can see, you know, we're playing these games on ladder. Flash, you're a madman. You just hit infinite. What are you doing? How else are you supposed to know whether these decks are really good or not? What good does it do you if I just take? You have to keep that in mind, right? Keep in mind the fact that I take these decks into ladder usually, right? Which gives you a good gauge of its position against the meta, etc., etc. Usually I'm early infinite, just like again this season, we're day 2 infinite. So you get a good feel of, okay, this deck is good for X, Y, and Z reason. It plays well into blah, 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 blah. Like, okay, you can see it. When you play in proving grounds, okay, well, that's kind of sucks for us, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Marvel Boy is going to help us out in that lane for now. I'm going to put Nebula over here, just to give them incentive to play cards over there. Actually, you know what? Do I want to do Khazar? If he plays the... I can't play Black Bull yet. Do I want to do Khazar? Let's do Khazar. Or Khazar. This is just... You'll forgive me because this is just different than how my Zoo decks function, which is wait. Play all your ones later. We don't have any even cost cards in our hands, so this is the good thing I played the Khazar, huh? Let's go ahead and get... I want to play the Black Bull, but that's excessively greedy. It's not like... If they're playing just a standard discard deck, well, actually they're not, because they had Viper, right? Playing standard discard. Bob, no, the homie Bob. How dare you? How dare you? Now, Kyra is an option. So is just Mockingbird and Nebula Ant-Man. That's probably the best play here. So let's just go ahead and do that. Do what the best play is. Stature and Darkhawk. Okay. Yeah, Marvel Boy was putting in some work there. Just didn't go all the way. This is why it's just like a standard thing. It's just like it didn't go all the way where I wanted to go. And I know it's like that Mockingbird is... It's fine. Let's get to the next game. So Mockingbird is very good. I mean Mockingbird. Well, she is very good still. Marvel Boy is good. Kate is good. My Zoo deck doesn't have the luxury of having Marvel Boy. Just the way it's built, because we're waiting to do late game drops with all your ones. So you want to wait to do all of that stuff. That being said, there is room for Cape Bishop in that deck though, because we can Cape Bishop early, and we have all these. We have 2 free ones we can play. So I like that line. We are ahead on board state. We have the Kyera coming down. We have no clue what they're playing other than the fact that we got their blue Marvel, so they're probably doing the same thing we are to a certain degree. There's Ashana, and look at who showed up. Ebony Moss. So they're cooked in this lane, unless they are playing a certain... we lost the Mockingbird, which kind of hurts, but it's not the end of the world. We can just drop Khazar here. Now we can play games over here with them. It's fine. Khazar's fine. Sure. Here comes... Let's go... Blue Marvel. The Blarvel. Yes, I know they can still get Squirrel Girl in there, right? Marvel Boy can help buff things up over there. I forgot that wasn't even our Blue Marvel. That was theirs. Now, I wonder if it's Squirrel Girl into Gilgamesh. Because they're also for sure playing Gilgamesh. Question is, would we rather it be Blue Marvel to get extra here? Because they have our Mockingbird. So they're going to play that for the cheap. So we want to be able to get I mean, if we can get a big Gilgamesh, we end up going, you know. We're talking about how many cards are getting a buff from that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 because of the squirrels. Gilgamesh goes to 16, which is good. Asler gets a nice buff. Let's try it. Let's try it. Because the only other play option is like Blue Marvel Squirrel Girl, and definitely not Blue Marvel Ant-Man. Yeah, let's see how this treats us. That's our Mockingbird as we suspected. And there's the Blue Marvel. Good play. Let's see. We need to swing the lane to get this. Is it enough? It is enough. Gilgamesh go brr. All right, and I'm not even sure we did the math right because 17. Don't worry about it. No, we did do the math right. We don't do the math. Next game. Okay, let's run up one more here with JDs. We might do another one after this. I don't know. We'll see how this game goes. We'll determine that based on this game. Yeah, we can get Bob out now. Like I said, this deck is positioned to play this stuff early, so play it early. And there's Nova. Now we really need Kyera. Kyera for the bailout. Please. Good chance Killmonger's coming down here. I mean, we're not absolutely fried if Kyera doesn't come down here, but now I'm wary about playing the Nebula, so now I have to float just in case the Killmonger decides it wants to come down now. Okay, oh Killmonger. They'll probably hold that for later. It's probably going to be a Surfer thing, so let me do... Let's continue to stack in these other places. We are not... This is not going well at all. The draws have been terrible. Not to mention the fact that, oh, by the way, we're going to lose all our this is now granted they still have to draw the Killmonger, right? But we're all but cooked in this game. We can't. This Sarah came down on turn 4 for Christ's sake. Like we can't. If they snap, we just retreat. So see. So like I said, depending on how that game went, we'll play one more. So let's go ahead and play one more. All right. Round Paladin. Now we do have a bit of an inherent advantage because of Onslaught Citadel. But you don't want to get too overly aggressive with your snap because you're like, oh, Onslaught Citadel, I got blue. I did just hold off, you know, just cool your jets a little bit, let it cook, you know. I like to let all the locations reveal before I send my snap out there, just to not overcommit information. You turn one snap on Onslaught Citadel after playing a 1-drop, they know what the deal is, okay? So just easy, be cooling on it. I still almost snapped. Like I said, I like to let that would have been a force of habit snap where I let all 3 locations go and then do it. Go ahead and get the Marvel Boy down now, because then we could follow up with Kyra plus one of the ones next turn. Okay, this way we still get the 1 buff on Hydra Bob, so it's fine. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's good. It's cool. I don't think. Nah, I could be wrong. I was gonna say I don't think they're gonna play Killmonger, but could be very, very wrong on that. I'm gonna put Khazar down now, because if we don't put him down now, we're gonna lose access to be able to put him down next turn because of Avengers Compound. So let's take care of that. And now we have room to do this and Dazzler. I'm leaning Pim Arrow, because the Pim Arrow would at least give us the buff on the Pim Arrow would at least give us the buff on Mockingbird. But then of course we're only talking about going 1. Let's take this to 4, which means the 4, 6, it's not enough ultimately. So let's just go Dazzler. We went Kyra Dazzler, it's fine. And there's Sandman, which is not great for us, honestly. I mean, at least gives us the opportunity to play. Well, you just play your biggest thing, which for us is Mockingbird. Bob holds fast here as a 10 because of Khazar. So I think we're in a good position. Even like a single Doom doesn't win them the game. Okay, a Kang sighting. It happens. They can't Shang the Bob. Like, there's nothing they can do to disrupt the Bob other than disrupting the Khazar. So they can't. Doom doesn't just blanket win them the game, right? So I don't know what else the plan is. What's sitting up under this Invisible Woman? I don't know if they tried to sneak in a Killmonger here. I'm not sure. That doesn't do them any good either. So let's see. Ultron is probably Patriot, etc. Ultron, yeah. Which should win, I think. Especially, yeah, with the Mystique on the Patriot. That's definitely the plan. Yeah, that's well positioned, right? They take advantage of the Onslaught Citadel. This is a strong thing you can do, and hope that your opponent, in this case, we don't, but in hope that your opponent doesn't have the disruption for any of this, right? This is very good, right? And you're going to run into a lot of this. So just be prepared for this type of, now granted, 10 is, you're not going to run into that. It's just because of Onslaught Citadel plus a double up here. But be aware that these are the things, people are back to sneaking in Invisible Woman. So you see the Invisible Woman right there, just get your counters ready, okay? Just be aware of that. All right, let us close this up. All right, so those are the 4 decks from Snap Judgments from yesterday from the homie Glazer as part of the stream team. So thank y'all for checking that stuff out. Look out for some more the usual daily stuff from Glazer. Go check out the video. He had a video on the official Marvel Snap channel. Go check that out. It's amazing. He's amazing. I have a couple of videos here, you know, we put out this week. We got more stuff coming. We'll be back next week with another Snap Judgment video on another Thursday. But until then, I will catch y'all next time. I'm Flash. Peace.